and I'm here all the time. So to me, it's like if I was going to go somewhere, if they said, well, you just won a trip to Michigan, yay! I'd be like, okay, now I got to get my fucking vaccine and I'd do something about it because I ain't going somewhere else without being vaccinated. But for just sitting at home,
we probably shouldn't rant off about this.
Yeah.
What's up?
What's that? I was just going to say,
we probably shouldn't rant off about the anti. We don't want to get freaking struck because that's coming in algo.
I just wanted to ask, how about like the restrictions in the United States for being able to go anywhere? Just
it's varying state to state. Honestly, it's varying state to state. So my state isn't like say with the mandates of wearing masks going indoors stuff. We're not enforcing that, but the states around me are getting more stricter and stricter and stricter. And soon it's going to end up being that way. I imagine then it go back to like when it first started, we were restricted from going anywhere. Like as far as we couldn't cross our like a state line without having to really worry about being fucked with.
I don't know. And here in BC, we have the most vaccinated people out of Canada, and apparently we have the highest outbreaks again. So I don't.
Well, I don't know.
Understand how this works.
If you listen to Joe, the president's last freaking speech, he said that there was 350 million vaccinated Americans. It's ironic because there's only 328 million Americans in the United States. So, I mean, hey, we should be good.
Were they counting some of us, maybe?
No, I think they were counting some of the. I think they were counting some of the people that may have voted that wasn't alive.
Because that happened too.
It's either that or he brought in 20 illegals that aren't documented. That's the only thing I can think of. But no, this is all satire and joking. But no, he really did say there was 350 million vaccinated Americans, but there's only like 328 Americans in the whole fucking country. So, I mean,
yeah, but you guys had like only 330 million or something like that.
Yeah. I mean, he's
maybe they included us too, because we have around 35 million or something in Canada, or somewhere around 30 million. So
I want to say like 37 million seems to be the number in my head, which means I'm pretty much wrong. Guaranteed, it's probably like you said 35 or.
No, you're probably right.
In all of Canada?
Someone can Google it.
Holy shit!
We're not a big population.
What's the population of Canada?
We got a lot of geography.
There we go.
In 2020, the population of Canada was 37,894,799.
No, you were pretty close.
Wow. Okay, showdown.
Oh shit, we got
nailed that one.
Damn it, Rick! Since you did that, now it's gonna be listening to our conversation the whole time, recording us.
Oh shit!
What time is it for you right now, Prof?
Wow, 70 DP got real pretty, man. You got a hell of a lot better looking.
We're doing a show.
All it took was going to Michigan.
Good morning, guys.
This is Sparta.
Show takeover. How you guys doing?
Funny.
Look at this. Jesus, everybody's here.
Holy crow, the whole
Did you all share a bay?
And they're all showering.
What's up?
Oh my goodness.
Oh my god.
Too funny.
What's up, girls? Oh yeah.
Oh shoot. Oh my goodness.
This is a mind fuck.
What up, DP?
It's gonna be quite the day.
Hey DP, we were talking about the fact that you're a spoiled little bastard for being able to go up there.
And then you just have them all.
And now you just have them all in your shit.
No shit, man. Just to get up there with them all the time and hang out like he's one of the crowd and shit, man, that's bullshit.
I want to be like
Agreed.
when I grow up.
Yeah, see.
I don't think I'd want to be.
Yesterday we were playing 500 in the pool, and me and DP were wrestling a lot. So
yeah, right back childhood.
We got real acquainted.
I never thought I would so soon at least.
Good stuff.
You guys been boofing each other. You guys been boofing the thing, like.
Oh no.
Helping each other.
We leave the booth into the
We leave the booth into the professionals.
Well, then you're talking to the right man. Let me help you out.
Oh shoot. Yeah, good to see everybody. Huh.
You gotta turn your green screen view off so that I'm getting pro tips right.
This is great. Well, we knew we were going to get to Rick's tech tips at some point in time anyway, so we might as well just jump into the computer, talk straight off the bat, get it over and done with.
Oh my goodness.
Seems kind of fitting. I was having one hell of a time with my computer trying to get it going this morning. So.
Now,
We're going now.
You can see the people.
We are live. Look at this. Holy crow. Hey, good to
What
see
time is
everybody.
it for everybody else?
We should go up on the roof. Oh shit.
6 a.m. for Brad and I.
It's 9:07 where I'm at.
9 in Michigan.
Mhm.
Oh, view. Okay, here we go. Here we go.
Come on, guys.
Retaking a sequence.
We're going on the roof.
Nice.
What?
This is great.
Hey, yeah, I don't let them get too far away. I gotta bring up my questions here. I got a couple of questions before they get away.
Rick, they changed elevation. They're going to be in a whole new spot on your hangout.
Okay. So they were on the main floor. Now they're going upstairs. Okay.
To the roof.
Ah. Oh, nice.
They're downstairs.
Oh, look at that, eh? That's cool.
Damn.
I think it's real cool.
Nice.
Absolutely.
Because I don't need to go to Florida. Yeah, like, that's not vacation. No, that's going home. Yeah.
Good.
You can see Dunkin' Donuts in his shirt.
Oh, look at that, eh?
That's awesome.
Chicago first because it's that with the wind from the lake.
Sweet.
Now,
Partying up on the roof.
Caribou, we're gonna have to figure out a way that we could group together and then take over one of their shows.
He's like, does it get cold here?
We'll just wait until like Indica and all of them go back there for a show, and we'll just have them all jump in and swarm them. It'll be great. This is awesome. This is awesome. Thanks, guys. It's kind of funny because I was wondering before the show, like nobody came into the Zoom until like right before the show started. I'm like, well, everybody was in Michigan partying, so I was like, well, what's the live chat even going to look like today? And it's like, well, fuck, the live chat's on the panel right now.
Stoney's on his way here too, Caribou.
Who is that? Sorry.
Stoney's on his way here too.
Oh, fuck yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I am so glad to see you all getting together, but I am so fucking jealous.
Yesterday we
Tell
went.
you what, yeah, it's nice to see you guys there, but goddamn, if it was only fucking warmer up there, I'd move up there.
If it was only closer,
We
shit,
woke up
man.
at 72 right now, Driz.
Yeah, but what are you guys going to be like in a couple more months?
Freezing.
I bought a truck for that. Yeah.
Yeah, see, I don't do winter anymore, dude. I'm too old for winter.
Driz, you want to hear something crazy? So I rolled 18 joints for the party yesterday and ran out.
That's not crazy. I'm not shocked at one bit.
At all.
Yeah,
and I
I'm
know
not shocked.
Well, there was other people that rolled 18 joints too.
Yeah, that's not just your 18.
Dude, I rolled target 10 for a road trip yesterday and I ran out. So
Hi guys.
Hey, Tara. Hey, Taney.
Hey, ladies.
We're all set up. Yeah,
I am so jealous of your dollhouse.
in the dam.
Oh my god,
at the dam bar.
that is awesome. Look at that shit.
House. We lost our.
You can turn that into a wicked storefront.
Get
Get your bong hits here.
Who needs sparkles?
I hope you ain't trying to mate those two animals because it's not gonna work. If God couldn't do it, you ain't gonna do it, honey.
The horse is gonna boof that elephant.
Yes, the fuck I am. Come on, meld them together.
It'll be a chimera.
$3 for a dab, $1 for a bong hit.
Oh, did you bring this up for me?
Yeah. Trying to like get my shit half-assed together to do a show, but I can't stop laughing. Like, this is fucking awesome.
Dude, there's more torches at that place than I've seen in a crack den.
That's DP's rig right there. Nice few piece DP's got.
Oh, D'Amico, you are one lucky lad.
He called you a lad.
I mean, Lassie. Yeah.
Lassie.
I'm sorry, my and fucking up to par.
Oh, I know. Isn't that the best smell? I love it.
I like
How's that smell?
Burberry. I told them we're my new favorite.
Oh, really? I'm
Yeah.
on the Z.
What's it smell like?
What's it smell like, Biggs?
Wow.
I mean, Boomer. What's it smell like, Boomer?
It's like
Now we quit.
it's I'd say GMO, kind
I don't
of
know.
stanky.
It's its own thing to me.
funk.
It's meat glue.
It's funk.
Yeah, it's just
It's
funky
just
as
funk.
hell.
Meat glue. Nice.
I smoke
Painted
garlic.
lady loves the meat, so
Yeah. Well, what woman doesn't?
yeah.
Right.
Well, not all women love
Lot
it.
of it.
It's not like the meat
Is this
pie.
in Fahrenheit or Celsius?
It should be in Fahrenheit.
What's it supposed to
500.
You're not at Rick's house, so it's not Celsius.
Yeah, there's a ledge. You can go.
I was doing Celsius again. I know the Celsius one.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, was it 220?
Because the default's a Celsius, which I think is odd.
226.
Wow.
Thought I remembered it.
260.
Oh, 260.
260.
We were off.
I wonder if our Groskies in our Groski chat know that we're on Caribou's show right
I
now.
don't know. I'll try to send it to him.
Well, people in the chat are slowly figuring it out.
About 500. Like
Okay,
I do
we're
like
getting
510, 520. Yeah.
Oh, and guess what I'm using? I'm using the terprometer.
She almost
She even
fucked
said
up.
it wrong her way.
Yeah.
But you said it right then, and that's what matters.
Like 2 minutes, guys. All right, okay, I'm ready. Like, and then now I'm like on YouTube doing dance. Like, what the fuck? In a goddamn dollhouse.
It's fucking awesome.
For this reason, on purposely, is why I haven't removed the spotlight, because we're waiting for it. Here we go.
Yeah. Atta girl.
Rock on, baby.
Nice.
Yay.
One of these joints.
I didn't hear no dab frog.
How can you hear anything over the laughing?
This recycler out, so we've been recycler.
I was gonna say
To get a sequence recycler.
They never made fun of my banger once. They didn't
I
have
got
to.
the opals you can put in mine.
Oh, dude, I found a good place to buy opals. They're so
Yeah,
cheap.
fucking Etsy.
Yeah, they're like fucking.
No, not FC. You gotta buy like specific ones that you can use.
Cheers, everybody. It's as good as they say it
So
is.
they won't melt.
Cheers, CP.
it's as good as they say it is.
Spartan right
Cheers.
here. Hey, Drizz, Spartan's right here. You're always asking about that Spartan glue. What do you want to know?
How many times does he have to jack you off to get it?
I didn't mean to put you on the spot,
I
Drizz.
didn't
I bring any, so we don't have.
No, I just wasn't near my mute button. Yeah, this is Spartan glue is really good. What I know is Gorilla Glue that you crossed it with. What else did you cross with it?
No, I don't know. That's the thing is, I was told it was a Gorilla Glue when I got it early on, and I got it off an outdoor plant. And once I started growing it, I could see by bud structure and everything else that it wasn't GG4. So I call it Spartan Glue because it's definitely a GG4 cross, but I just can't figure out what the hell it was crossed with.
Oh,
It seems like it's some kind of sativa because it can have a sativa high at times. but Sativa Eskai. So we're talking with Jack Greenstock and other people. We're kind of thinking it's kind of a haze maybe that's been crossed into it. But it's really an unknown. It's just like I was told it was GG4 and it's definitely not GG4.
Like a draft email to him.
And I know
how long?
Or growing it right next to it.
How long did it take to flower it, Spartan?
It's so that's the funny thing about that strain is it can be taken at different times, and it's still pretty good. So like I could take it super early in the late 40s, like 49, 50. I just lose a lot of yield if I do so, and then but like the sweet spot is right around. I don't know. It's in the 60s, day 64, day 65, somewhere in that general area is really seems to be the sweet spot. I've taken it further and it just gets a little bit more narcotic and it doesn't seem to. I think it's a degraded like result. I didn't like the result of a really light one. I always do that too. I always push it as far as I can first, and then I back up the window, and then that's how I dial in strains.
Yeah. Hey, Spartan, I got a couple of quick questions if you don't mind.
Sure.
I know it's I know it's a leisurely morning up on the deck there. God, that's beautiful. It's great up there. Hey, I've got my my RSO extractor on order. It's somewhere in Canada, and the supplier said I should be getting it soon. I was wondering what's your favorite method of consuming RSO? Like, do you put it in capsules or put it in something or just?
Yeah, my favorite. Put it inside a capsule. It's just so easy to deal with.
My buddies.
Yeah.
But
I poured it out.
But you don't have to do the capsules. I mean, what's real easy is like most people have some kind of bread around. They can grab a little piece of bread, squeeze some of the RSO onto the bread, make a little ball out of the bread, and just take it like a bread capsule per se. Anything to surround the RSO so it doesn't get stuck on your teeth on the way down.
Exactly. Yeah, I've had it stuck in my throat too. It's a bit frustrating. There was one thing you also mentioned. I know previously you had said that you can use the stalk, or the leaves and the stalk and so on. But you said in your particular case you prefer the stalk. You like to chop and drop it and use it for So what you're finding is you could use it in the RSO, but you're just finding it more effective to use it as a cover crop.
Yeah, you definitely could extract it and get a few of the trichomes that are still on the stalks into the RSO. But why I don't like to do that is I work with plastic freezer bags. It's just way easier for me. And when you're using plastic bags, stalks and stems like that are easy to pierce through the bag.
Oh, yeah. Right on. Makes sense.
We'll take put those in brew tea. In the coffee. It's an easy way to extract some of that and put it into your coffee, however you want to do it. But I don't drink coffee, so that's not really a thing that I like. People like you, like the information.
Right on. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
What's everybody on over in that land? Everybody having a good morning?
Oh, having a hell of a morning.
What are we looking at?
Cheers. Do we got hype on? Nope.
No hype.
Always got Cannadis finest. Cheers, brother. I've been seeing all your
going, man. Good morning.
Your extracts you've been making, man. They're looking good, bro.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You have your hat on backwards and your cover.
Wow.
Everybody's saying is you
It's DP just
I'm getting pro tips.
Finest. Why don't we
get more than
to the crew here? Trevor from Cannadis Finest. You've been on the show once before, a few months back. Today you wanted to come talk to us, I believe, about a product that you created and a spray that you're using for your plants. Can you tell us about that?
I can, yeah. I wanted to be a little bit more prepared and actually have like our site and stuff running, but we're still waiting for our tax numbers and stuff from the province. And then once we have that, we'll have a little bit more information. But yeah, so we developed, we've been using it for a while. It's an organic spray. It's good for powder mildew, for any types of pests. It's good for general maintenance, preventing problems before they happen. We've been finding that it's really good for clones and seedlings. It doesn't stress them out at all. So yeah, it's like I said, it's organic. So it's safe, not just for cannabis, but for any type of gardening. And yeah, it's non-toxic, doesn't require any PPE. So you don't have to wear a suit and a mask and everything to apply this stuff. It's not going to burn your skin or anything. And yeah, we've been sending out some to a bunch of our clients, and everybody's been reporting back with using it in different scenarios, some outside, some inside, some using tents. We have one person right now with a really, really bad spider mite infestation. So I'm waiting to hear back on how that works. And yeah, for us, we use it in all of our rooms. We've been using it for just over a year now, because it was, we were using predator mites before, and with 4 rooms that we have, it starts to add up with ordering those things. It gets quite expensive, and they only last for a certain duration of time. Whereas the spray can be applied at all intervals. We don't recommend using it past week 3 of flower. But yeah, any other types of or stages of growth, it seems to work really, really good. Prevents anything from happening. So,
can you tell us what's in it?
Yeah, it's natural. It's 3 essential oils, consisting of cinnamon, clove, and peppermint oil, and then it's alcohol and a mild detergent, and everything is all organic. Everything is natural. So there's no pesticides in it at all. So anyone that's into, I know a bunch of you are into organic gardening and stuff, so it's not going to interfere with any of that. So, and it rinses off. We found, like, I've been using it on like my lettuce and stuff out. Like we have a couple fruit trees in our garden, and we had a bunch of ants and stuff this year. So I've been spraying the trunks of the trees with that, and we had no more ants crawling up the trees. We had some aphids and stuff in our garden, and those seem to have disappeared.
I know.
It's something that actually works. Like I have my pesticide license. I've gone through the hoops of using everything that's available, for just for a common person at, Canadian Tire or any other grocery store and stuff. I've ordered the stuff that you have to have a license for. And at the end of the day, a lot of that stuff stresses your plants out after. It's not safe to use on your seedlings or your clones. You'll get leaves burning up and plants drying out. And we have a set interval that we've made with our spray, and we've put some plants to the test where I've not only sprayed every day, but 3 or 4 times a day, like just hosing the plants just to see if we can get any sort of stress to happen from it, and nothing. So it's similar to, a couple, like we've seen some other sprays out there that are kind of formulated the same way maybe, but they don't hold up as well. So just having the essential oils in there, we find it adheres to the plant, so it leaves like a protective coating. So even if you don't get to the undersides of the leaves, if there are any, like for us, our main issues are thrips. It's summertime here. They come in, like I have nothing fancy filtering my rooms. I have basic HEPA filters on the outside. So I mean, they come in and they set up shop anywhere. We got even if we, like I said, you can't get the undersides of the leaves. Coating on the top seems to protect them well, so that when the bugs even dare to come around to the top, there's nothing for them to eat. Then even the ones that you don't get to, they just end up starving off. So yeah.
So So do you when do you apply it? Like day or night? And how often do you apply it for IPM? And what's it called? What's the name of this stuff?
We call it. Well, we named it "Resistance is Futile." So that'll go for some of the people out there that are tech savvy and stuff, are familiar with Star Trek or whatnot. We just seemed like it's a fitting name. So, and it was available, so we picked that. So something that kind of stands out.
Is the next line going to be called the Borg?
I'm not sure. Possibly. Sorry, Rick, you had asked about my IPM. I do it every once a week, every Thursday up until week 3 of flower, and it seems to be working really, really good. We also have a foliar spray that we use for foliar feeding now. So I do that 2 or 3 days, I think 3 days after. I have to check my calendar, but we do a fresh water rinse after that. So once we apply our spray, we leave it for a few days, and then we rinse with plain water, and then we do our foliar feed, leave that for a couple days, rinse with plain water again, and then reapply our spray. And we work with intervals in that, and it doesn't seem to have any sort of interaction at all, because there is a tiny bit, the foliar feed we have, I believe, has a tiny bit of salt in it. I'm not sure what derivative offhand. I don't have the jug in front of me, but spraying salts on plants and then having any sort of pesticide or insecticide or anything that you use can cause interference. So it is, if you are using something, we suggest that you do a clean water rinse regardless. And if you want, we do it once before going into flower as well. We'll apply after week 3 of flower. We just do like a soil drench and around our pots. We spray the floors of our rooms. We spray, I don't know, up to eye level of the walls, just a quick rinse. I spray all of my door frames. I spray anywhere where I think pests or anything is going to come in, try to prevent things. I actually, last night for the first time, I dipped I dipped my clone. Like, we always dip our clones after they're rooted before they go into the big pots. But I go and I cut my clones before they go into the pucks to root. I dip them before that this time, and they seem to respond really well to that. So I just find that's a little bit of extra level of protection while they're going to sit in the trays and root for 2 weeks. I'm going to see how that works out, because I do get, sometimes we get a little bit of mold, or when a clone dies, you don't see it for a couple of days, right? It starts spreading. It's like a spider webbing of mold or some sort of mildew or something that starts happening in the tray. So I'm going to try to prevent that, because we do spray our spray in the trays as well if there is any issues in there, and it seems to take care of it right away. I've noticed too that because we use living soil, and I'm not sure about, I know some guys, we change our pots now 5 or 6 rounds after, like, so the dirt sits in there for a while, and some pots get a little bit of algae on top or some sort of green something that happens, and this takes care of it right away, like clears it right up. So I try to find more and more. We've sent out a lot of samples, and like I said, we're compiling all the feedback that we get, and I'm adding it to our site that I've built in the background now. It's pretty basic, but I want to offer a tailored IPM that will work for everyone in any situation, right? Depending if you're organic, if you're indoor, if you're outdoor, if you're a vegetable garden, if you're cannabis, and just try to make it easy for everyone to use and affordable as well.
DP with fire.
We're gonna have it. We're gonna have it available in 1 liter and 4 liter jugs to start, and we're gonna see how that goes. So we actually just sent some out to an organic farm in Bangor, Maine. So hopefully they get it next week. They have a very large outdoor operation, and they have issues with thrips and mold and all kinds of stuff. So I'm excited to see how that works for them.
Do you have any kind of data on it working on fungus gnats?
No, Brad. That's one thing that's there's fungus gnats. There's other aphids. Like I just seen aphids for the first time this year out in the garden. So I want to see like what it can do on. Like I said, we have one friend that has an issue with spider mites right now. Apparently, it's like they have like super spider mite highways of webs and everything. I've actually asked it just to see how bad it is. Pictures, because they said they've set up shop and it's really hard to get. So I'm waiting to hear how the spray works for that. And yeah, I can't think of all the other pests off the top of my head, but powder mildew, we've had issues with that here. It's taking care of that right away. And then for thrips, like we seem to develop some sort of like some sort of mutation of thrips that, like I said, we tried some stuff that you have to have a license for. One of them was called, can't think of the top of my head. Hold on, can I be right back? Can I go grab a couple of these things I'm talking about?
Sure.
Yeah.
Just so I can reference the label.
Has anybody heard of Cheesequake?
Oh, that sounds
Is that an
vaguely
earthquake in
familiar,
Wisconsin?
but it also sounds completely badass, man. Who grew that?
Who's cheesecake? That's Troy. Nut tree. Nut tree.
Yeah, it was a nut tree.
So one of the sprays that we have that's also approved by Health Canada, and it's also one of the things that first thing I've ever seen that says for use with cannabis on it in the instructions. So kind of thought that's neat. And this is, although you need a pesticide license for this, this doesn't actually have any pesticides in it. This has some sort of bacteria that's supposed to set up shop and actually have parasites that go into the thrips or any other bugs, and it's supposed to kill them off that way. But we found that no matter what strength you apply this at, and we never ever follow manufacturer's instructions. We always go a little bit less. Doesn't work. You can use a little bit more. You can even use a little bit less. And we went down the scale, like basically like a thimble of this stuff in a 4-liter jug, and it was killing our plants. We lost like an entire. We have some strains that. So like we have one strain that's just a CBD only. It doesn't even it barely likes to grow. That's how sensitive it is. So you can't spray anything on it. And this stuff killed it. So, but the only thing with this stuff is it's supposed to have, bugs are not supposed to be able to build immunity to it because it acts like a parasitic or some kind of crap. But anyways, that's kind of how our spray works. Because it has alcohol in it, it'll dehydrate and kill anything that it comes into contact with once the spray starts drying, and therefore bugs can't build immunity to it. So that's actually kind of cool. Like I found some thrips on a leaf that we've turned over and sprayed, and within 10 or 15 minutes, they're just a little shriveled up in little tiny specks. So it's actually pretty cool to see that happen.
That's really interesting.
It comes concentrated.
Yes. Yeah, we're sending out 250 milliliter bottles of just a concentrated form. So barely has any water in it. I'll just say that. It's like 90% alcohol and oil. So it's actually really strong. The little bit should go a long way. Like I use for my 4 rooms, I use a liter per week, and that's on roughly 800 plants. So
I was just gonna say you run on a pretty big scale too, don't you?
Yeah. So, and like I said, and I hose down everywhere, and I've been hosing down in my gardens and outside just to see how this stuff works in every situation. So, to go around and use all the stuff that's approved and just have nothing but disappointment and, things coming back and plants getting stressed and not liking it I just went back to, like I'd done this a long time ago when I first started growing. It was basically, I just used dish soap, alcohol, and cinnamon oil. and that's where it started. And I had a major spider mite infestation way back home in Manitoba, and that's what took care of it. So after all that, I started going back to, I'm like, hey, I had something going a long time ago. Maybe we could build on this. And yeah, when I started noticing it working for us and not stressing the plants, that's when I was like, little light went on and said, hey, maybe we can get this out there. And so, yeah.
It's interesting. I remember I haven't done a lot of playing around with homemade IPMs. My one attempt at it was like when I very first started growing, I had fungus gnats and spider mites show up. And so you start surfing the internet, see what you can find. And I found one lady was recommending you dice up habanero peppers and put them on a slow simmer on a pan and just let it all absorb in there. And off and spray that on there. And it seemed like it knocked them down, but it didn't ever actually wipe them out.
No, I know exactly what spray you're talking about. I tried that when we first moved up here. We went and bought every habanero pepper that Save-On had. I don't even know if they even brought them back in after that, so I've never checked. But we did that same. Essentially, you're making a pepper spray. We cooked them down, and yeah, I can't remember how concentrated it was, but I think it worked in one of our rooms because there's nothing in there that's going to harm the plants. But like I said, Save-On never got the peppers again, so we never continued forth with that as a regular thing that we could use in our rooms. But it definitely works. The casein or something, whatever is in there to make it hot, it acts as the same way. It basically burns any problems to death because it comes into contact with, you touch yourself with that coming into contact with those peppers, and you certainly can feel it. So yeah, I can imagine what it does to pest and stuff.
When I read on the internet that recipe, I just kind of thought about it. And I was like, yeah, that kind of makes sense. Cause like I remember back in grade 8 getting banana pepper oil in my eyes and having to spend like 45 minutes in the emergency eye wash station in the science lab with 2 jets of water pouring into the eyes for trying to rinse that out. You think about if you were to get that like fucking on like into any of your mucous membranes, it burns like hell. So you think of like if you were to be coated with that, like fuck me. Yeah, it wouldn't be fun, I wouldn't think so. But I also remember one time I made a batch and I didn't strain it out, so chunks were getting thrown out through the sprayer, and it was actually burnt my leaves when I went in there. There's fucking burn marks all over my leaves from where you could see it was just like little tiny shredded chunks of freaking plant matter that had been sprayed out on there.
Yeah, there's something. Well, and you got to be that kind of stuff too. You have to be careful when you're applying that. You have to have a mask on, I believe. I remember doing it in the shop we were at before, and I had trouble breathing after like it. Well, like I said, it essentially made a pepper spray in some form. So yeah, I remember it burning, like breathing it in and stuff. So, but it is natural at the same time, right? So I mean, if you're in a pinch or something, and that's what you have in your fridge or something, and you needed something quick, that. Absolutely. I think even sprinkling peppers in your dirt takes care of some stuff too, or it'll prevent certain pests from coming in for sure. Someone was telling me about sprinkling cinnamon in the dirt as well. I can't remember who that was, to take care of ants. Apparently that works. But for something like I said, the way like our spray adheres to the plants, well, I know we haven't had a heck of a lot of rain this year. So I noticed outside it's been staying coated in the garden, but for here, yeah, it stays like on the indoor stuff. It stays coated to the plants for quite some time. Like I call it the showroom finish now. Some plants have like a nice sheen to them after it's almost like a hot wax. But that kind of protection keeps anything from setting up shop. Any mold or anything like that just doesn't seem to like it. Like the clove oil that we use in there is a natural fungicide on its own. Apparently that's really good for getting rid of mold or mildew and other stuff. So I can't remember all the other types of molds off the top of my head, but I know in our mother room on our outside walls, in the corners, we get a little bit of that black mold when the seasons change, and that takes care of that stuff right away. It just turns it to clear. So yeah, seems to not like mold a lot, which is good. And that's the problem with a lot of people here in BC is, well, it's dry where you are too, right, Brad? I know you're not that far away from me, so
yeah, it's drier.
Yeah, but humidity hasn't actually been an issue this year. I've actually had to go out and we had to buy a couple of humidifiers just to keep the humidity up in our mum room. And we've been shutting lights down just to keep the heat down and stuff too. But yeah, this year humidity has not been a problem so far.
Yeah, it's been pretty dry year so far. It's actually raining right now. Well, trying to spitting a little bit here and there, I guess. Hopefully it'll pick up the pace and actually wet the ground a little bit better here, help out with those fires.
Yeah, no kidding. Murray, one of our friends there, showed me some pictures of it. It's kind of getting close to by his mom's there, up by Lac La Hache. So it's like, it's not too much like for it to jump over the highway and then it's coming over our way. But I mean, our yard is just brittle, man. It's like you go for a walk in the bush and it just everything's crunchy and like fuck, even the sun. Like if there's, we have a young'un in the area that loves to just have beers and just huck his cans or wherever. So sometimes those act like a magnifying glass. Hopefully nothing around here starts, but I don't know.
Actually,
you guys been
get like that in the bush from time to time. You'll come across like broken chunks of glass that'll be set up on a stump, and you can see where the sun will hit. It'll be working like that on the ground, man. Like it's not like a daily or even weekly thing, but you come across that shit once, twice a year, sometimes more. But shit like that fucking pisses me off because there's no reason for that to be sitting up on the stump like that, right? It's
no,
you stomp that shit into the ground and it's covered by the duff layer almost immediately, right? It's just or just get it the fuck out of there. Don't even put it on the ground in the first place. It's just
exactly.
It's I could we should talk about something else. Brad's gonna go on a fucking tangent here.
So you were saying that while you're spraying, there's a heavy, it's almost like a pepper spray, correct? Now, there's a lot of us home growers that tend to have our pets roaming around our grower areas. How long after applying it would you recommend that it'd be safe for the pet to go in? Because obviously, if you're getting fucked up off of it, they're going to be real fucked up.
Are you talking about pepper spray or the spray?
The spray that, since you said it's initially a pepper spray, it's getting that you can, like you say, you wear a mask or whatever to help you apply it so you're not breathing that shit in. Those of us that do have our pets close by, is that something you wouldn't recommend?
Absolutely. If you're going to use a pepper spray, absolutely not. No, because that stuff gets into the air and that's, your pets aren't going to trust me on that one.
Okay.
I had one of my dogs actually in the shop one time when it came out of it was in the hallways after I sprayed in the rooms, and it was not good. Like he was sneezing and everything, and he had to get out. My lungs were burning, so I could only imagine what it was doing to him. So I don't recommend to have pets around at all.
How long after spray?
After?
How long?
Well, it's you know what? That's a good question.
Because we do have a lot of people that are growing out of tents and in their apartments and shit, and being able to keep their pets away for a long period of time would be virtually impossible. So is it like a day? You just got to kind of seal up your tent or keep away from that room?
Well, I found like when we did that, once we exhausted the room after, right? Because you kind of have to be able to even go in there after yourself. You got to kind of clear it out. So once that happened, you could still kind of smell the pepper on the plants, but not in the air anymore.
Okay.
Because it was everywhere at first. And then, so I'd recommend if you do something like that, absolutely seal up your room when it's done. Let it sit in there for, half an hour or something. Like we always spray any of our IPM. I do about an hour before the lights come on. So, and then that way it gets a chance to sit, and then when the lights come on, the fans kick on in like 10 or 15 minutes, air out the room, and then you can go in there again after. Then it's, so if you have something similar with the tent, air it out, then you could bring your pets back around and they should be fine. Cool. But I wouldn't recommend letting your pets go anywhere near, like having them rub up against that or a leaf or anything. Like, I know my dogs, they love leaves. They just love leaves. So we try not to keep them around or let them go in anything, because I don't want them eating any of our, like, our spray isn't toxic, but they probably shouldn't, it's probably burn their mouth or something if they got a peppermint oil and stuff in there, right? So the same would go for hot pepper, absolutely. Not let them go around in there, rub up against it. Or they could go and rub on there, and then you rub them or pet them after, and then touch your eye, and then, you know, and then you're on fire or something like that. So yeah, I would just keep them away from there, totally, if you can.
So I just had a thought. We're like 47 minutes in, and we haven't actually called a dab frog yet. So in honor of you, Trev, I know you like to do dabs, even though you kind of sounds like you might have busted your rig or whatever, but you're still able to get there. But we also got the Bro Show invasion going on over there on DP screen. So I think we're gonna have to dedicate this next round of dabs to everybody here. And what the hell's going on here? And we were, oh, it's not letting me share the dab frog. Technical errors, just blew it live right there on TV.
Dude, just send that computer back. You had a hard time this morning, having a hard time now. Go back and tell the tech guy, I can't run my cannabis show because of this fucking piece of shit.
Oh, you guys, I bet it was too early this morning when I was fucking with this thing, trying to figure it out.
Hey, I could give you a couple sites to call in for tech support. I found it. There's this guy called Scammer Payback. I don't know if anyone's ever heard of it, but he messes with these guys, that all the scammers in India that try to scam him. So while they're trying to download stuff off his computer and he's on their computer at the same time deleting all their files and exposing them, and it's just the best. Do we wait till this thing is over?
Oh, you do it whenever, man.
Oh, dude. Okay, well.
Yeah, no, once you hear the dab frog say rip it, you fucking, and you just go hard.
I know it looks like I'm smoking rocks, guys, but it's not. It's actually slurricane butter on top of some bud here, and I don't actually have a lighter. It died, so I got to use my torch. That's all I got.
But
yeah, I tried telling the judge the same thing. He didn't buy that shit.
I know. Well, it won't turn blue, I'll tell you that.
I watched that scammer dude that you were talking about, man, and as he was stealing these people's information, and the fucking guy realized it, the scammer realized that all his shit was being taken. He was fucking begging the dude to give it back to him and shit. It was great.
It's the best. That's when they turn it, when they realize they're getting fucked with, and it's like, can I have my files back? And then they start calling him a cocksucker, and that's great. When he starts speaking in Hindi back to them, and they realize that they're being fucked with. It's so good, man. I got it. I found it at like 11:30 the other night, and it was like fucking almost 3 a.m. I'm like, yeah, I need to go to bed, but that to me, that's my kind of like forensic files. Like guys like that, because we actually had, when we first moved here, we had the CRA, Canada Revenue Agency, call us, right? And it was exactly like what that guy said. It wasn't a computer scam, but we had owed something for our taxes, right? And I had some fun with the guy. It got to where they wanted like a Bitcoin payment, and they had a spot in Vancouver, like what ATM they wanted me to go to and stuff. And then I can't remember what I said. And then the guy called me a cocksucker. And I'm like, okay. So I'm like, no real person from the government would ever, break character and start swearing. So that's where they lost it for me. But, it's sad to see how they do this to people and manipulate them like that. And how they're changing you know, when because that guy just has a fake computer that they can just go on and he lets them fuck with it. They're not going to, you know, that's a fake bank account and everything. But, you know, when you press F12,
Shit, man, what happens when you hit F12? I'm in suspense.
yeah, you can change what's on the other person's screen and then manipulate that for them. And yeah, that's kind of scary how they do that with that remote shit or whatever it's called, AnyDesk, I guess.
Well, I can tell you, I've gotten a few calls, you know, your social security number has been compromised, and they'll be like, oh, can you verify your social security number? And I'll be like, fuck you, you supposedly got it. But, you know, I tell them every time. They'll try to tell you, like, I've gotten a call telling me I had to pay a warrant off, and I'm like, fuck you, they don't call you. All right, no government agency calls you. They fucking send you paperwork, so that's their physical proof that they tried to get a hold of you. No government agency is gonna fucking call you for money. It doesn't happen. So if they claiming there's this, if they're claiming there's that, tell them, send me paperwork. I tell them all the time, send me paperwork.
Hey,
same thing. I was getting. Oh, go ahead.
I had the U.S. government call me saying I had a warrant for my arrest because something I didn't pay or something. And I said, lady, I said, go fuck yourself. I said, government doesn't call. Government doesn't call. If I have the cops, send the cops to pick me up right now. My address, I read her my address. I said, oh, you should have my address, by the way.
Yep.
You know, I said, call the cops. Oh, you want me to call them and send them now? I said, if I got a warrant, you call them and send them. Otherwise, I'm going to bed. Bye. Click.
I got that same call, dude, and I was on my way walking to a store, and there was a cop right there at the corner. I'm like, hold on, man, can you repeat what you wanted to say? And I put it on a speaker, and I was like, excuse me, officer, you want to listen to this? And he was listening. I'm like, it's pretty funny. I got an officer right next to me right now. I'm like, officer, do they call you about warrants? And he's like, we don't call you. I'm like, I didn't think so, sir. Ma'am, click. Oh, shit, she hung up. I wonder why. I'm like, dude, you scared her. You know, like, yeah, straight up, they don't call you for that shit.
No, last year too, I had a supposed creditor calling my cell phone, like just endlessly over. Apparently, I had a cell phone, a Rogers cell phone, outstanding Rogers cell phone bill from 2016 from Calgary, Alberta. And I was like, okay, well, I lived in Calgary, Alberta in like 2005 for a couple months. Like I've never basically ever been back, right? So it got to where I'm on my end and I'm looking at my own credit report, right? On what's it called? Credit Karma. And there's nothing showing up on there as any red flag for it, even the amount that they're telling me I owe. Because it was like somewhere in the $1,200 range or $1,500 or something like that. So it got to where I'm like, you know what? I'm like, this kind of stuff seems to be happening a lot lately. I'm like, I've been trying to, I'm like, as we're talking, I'm like, I can't find any information on you guys or where you're calling from really. So I'm like, can you just please mail me copies of the documentation stating what I owe? And then I'll have it taken care of, right? So, and then I gave him I didn't want to give him any information. So I'm like, you can just mail it general delivery, right? To 100 Mile House at the post office. And then, yeah, I'm like, once I can see proof, then I'll come and pay. And nothing ever got mailed. And yeah, it took like a couple months of them where I actually had to talk to Bell to get the number blocked so that these people stopped calling. And then apparently, yeah, they were a scam. Oh. I guess they just find a little bit of information, your name, and that's enough to go with the phone call. And then they just spiral from there and try to upsell you once they got you on the line. And it's unfortunate some of these people fall for that and end up paying large sums of money out of their pocket.
God damn, I tell you, man, there's a lot of people in chat right now. I just tried to say hi to all of them, but it's fucking takes all day to do that. So my fingers don't work that fast, unfortunately. So shout out to everyone in chat. Thanks for hanging out with us this morning.
Absolutely. Looks like a great turnout, and always grateful for chat. And I just like to take a moment to recognize our Patreon supporters. We'll start off with Crazy Pop Mom, Stony Rockefeller, Canada's Finest, Uncle Rick, Raider Dank Vader, Hypothetical Genetics, BC Stoner Mom. There's Stony right there. Dave's not here. Sticky Icky Cookie, Opie 7420, Lobster Bush Bro, Papa Z, G-Bay Genetics, Colton Bridge, Astro Charlie, and Eric Taylor. Grateful for all your support. Thank you very much.
Yeah, we truly appreciate that. That Patreon Sports is about to get us another video editing program, or I think something along those lines anyway, so we can post up more content here in the future. So we appreciate everything you guys do for us. And speaking of people that are kind of helping us out, I guess you could say Bloom Plus LEDs got a hold of us a couple days ago, and they're offering to sponsor us. So if anybody that's seen us on YouTube, the last couple of videos, they say sponsored by Bloom Plus LED. So what's happening is they're going to send Fluffykins an LED light, one of their lights, and he's going to test it out in one of his tents and give us the full report on how well it works. And we'll see from there. So pretty much once he gets that on a weekly basis, Fluff's going to have his own little spot on the show to yak about the yays or the nays of this light, but I imagine it's going to be pretty stellar.
Right on. I'm always interested in that. I want to get all LEDs in our mother room eventually, just for the practicality that you can have more of them and, you know, spread out, more coverage with the same amount of power. Essentially, that's what I like about them, right? Once we get to winter time here, I have, you know, 2 1,000 watters that are one's here and one's over there, and I have dead spots, right? And I would essentially like to have a grid that's my whole ceiling that I can raise and lower, you know, it's like a boat winch or something, that kind of setup, and then have no dead spots. Or even if I don't have plants in one spot, I can unplug a couple lights. So LEDs seem to be the way to go. Do you know anything about, what was the brand name, Brad? I'm gonna write this down.
Bloom Plus LED. I'll get the link up in the description here. I've got it up in the last video, but if you guys
okay,
someone wants,
do you know anything about, are they like an affordable LED? Because I know they can be quite costly, especially when you need, you know, more than one.
Give me a second to navigate and figure out computer stuff, and we'll take a look at their link here. I just,
what was the name again?
With this shit. There we go. Okay.
It was blue what LED?
Bloom Plus. Yeah.
Blue Plus. Okay.
Let's share that. Okay, here we go. So this is their Amazon link right here.
Oh, Bloom Plus. Okay.
So this is,
I wrote blue.
When they first got a hold of me, I was thinking of I offered it to one of our panelists because he has a nice little closet that he has light up, and I was kind of thinking that he might like to try that, but he actually deferred. So I decided, let's try Fluff, because Fluff just bought that 5x5 tent. And what I didn't realize was that he had already had lights bought and paid for that. But I was thinking maybe we can get them to give us this BP 4000 right here, because it does 5x5 in flower or 6x6 footprint in veg. But he says, nope, he's good to go. So Fluffy's actually wants to test out this BP 2500 that does a 2x4 in flower or a 3x4 in veg. So we're going to go with that. Let's see if we can click on one of these.
Now, can you like daisy chain these things together, or
I don't know,
put them in
yet.
Okay.
Let's see. I'll just have a look and see if we can get that answer for you, though. So
it'd be nice to get a representative on the show and maybe talk a little bit more about them.
It would be, because this is like, I'm just getting into LEDs myself. I can't even begin to get into the speak on them, because I just, it's all gibberish to me pretty much. But
well, I know For my cloning cells, like I have fluorescence, I have just a single T60 or whatever the heck it is on one side, and then for my other cells, I just ordered it was like an 8-pack of, I don't know, they're 4-foot long, bright white LED, something that was $60 for 8 of them. And so I just have a single strip down each shelf. It actually works beautifully. I was thinking about buying some more because they don't seem to draw very much power or make any heat. And I can't remember what I don't know. I think I'll be dead by the time they burn out, apparently. So that's what I like about those things. Apparently they last a long time.
Hey, Caribou, what was the price on that 4,000 one you were looking at?
Okay, so I'm pretty sure I just saw it says kind of starting at about the 300 range. Get back there. Where see that? So yeah, it says Grow Light BP 4000 options from 312.79. So it's it says it does a 5x5 in bloom. So that seems pretty darn good to me. But like I said, we like having I'm sitting here telling you this, we got a product sponsoring us that I don't know anything about, but the thing is they're sending us their product so we can demo it and give fair reviews on it. That's straight up. If it doesn't stand up to snuff, we're damn well going to let you know about it, because we're not going to help market a product we can't stand behind. But let's do it. Let's, I believe we'll probably pull out something pretty stellar out of this.
Those were veg only, what you were just showing us?
No, there's
can you change the spectrum on them?
No, they're full spectrum. They're 6x6 footprint for flower and 5x5 for bloom. Or
that's
sorry,
okay,
6x6 for veg and I can't talk.
No, that's okay. No, I got it, man. That's actually I like that.
But they seem pretty cost efficient. Now, to be honest, I don't know if that was the American site that I was just looking at, which would actually make a lot of sense. Because a 5x5 footprint, let's see, is that CA or I don't know. Anyways, because 5x5 footprint for $300 Canadian just seems a little bit too good to be true. So
even American, that's low, dude. For a 4,000, that's really low. They're usually around $600.
Yeah.
So, like I said, we'll see how they do, and we'll get that to Fluff here pretty quick, or as soon as possible, and I imagine he'll kill it.
Fluff's a good one to test, dude, because everything he grows is always burned, dude.
I must have missed out. What Fluff win?
Fluffy's getting to demo the light from the sponsor.
Cool. Hell yeah. What you think my phone's lying? All right, there's only 12 people in chat. My phone
That's
won't
a
lie to
lie.
me. My phone will not lie to me.
My phone's lying to me then.
Yeah, see?
Because that's like almost quadruple.
It really only registers 12 people in chat right now for me.
I'd say we got a little bit more than that. So we got 37 people, got awesome fucking people kicking ass and smoking up with us right now. Hell of a time.
Well, I can see everybody, but the count, like at the top where it says live chat, how many people are in there? It says 12.
Well, that means 12 people are in live chat. The rest are all in top chat. Somebody better give the top chat live chat speech.
Yeah.
So that you can
Who would like to
enjoy
do it this
your
time?
full chatting experience.
I don't think I'm the one to do the spiel. Did you hear me just trying to talk? It was a train wreck. It didn't work out.
I was trying to remember how Fluff does it.
If you want your best chatting experience, make sure you are not on top chat. You have to be on live chat. There's a little button, and you go to it, and you have two choices, live or whatever the other one is. You want live.
Fucking bees.
Thank
Save
you,
the
White
fucking
Widow.
bees.
Save the fucking bees.
I love bees.
Bees is being a slacker right now, just hanging out in chat.
Yeah, what the
Hello,
fuck,
chat.
Sam?
Well, he
I
better
know.
get that chat smoking on some dabs this morning then.
I've been putting up frogs. I don't know if I'm the only one.
Bro,
It's sad if I am.
is it dab time again already? We can do well.
Yeah.
Do
I
that.
feel like we just
We
did
can
one.
make that happen.
You always feel like you just did one because you did.
Uh-oh, the boomer's got the camera.
Where is he Where are you taking us?
Uh-oh.
The boomer.
That's right, buddy.
From the guy who needs a tech guy. And the guy who needs to know that the government will never call you for a scam.
Well, I do that. What are you talking about?
The scams
We
are
were just
usually the
talking
ones
about how you
that
guys are going
card.
Boomer 101 over there.
Where are you
Well, we try
taking
to
us?
educate our fellow elders.
Yeah.
We're trying to educate our fellow elders, you know. We're getting old in years. We don't want them getting tricked.
Baked Pawn, where are you taking us, man?
Back downstairs.
It's a mystery, man. Don't ask questions. Just enjoy the ride, Rick.
Okay. Hey, how's your build coming along, Big Pawn? We haven't had an update for a while.
Pretty good. I just got the panels. So
Yeah.
hopefully next week or two I'll get those up. And then I'm gonna get Stoney out there for electric. And at some
Right
point
on.
it's in between all that. But yeah, I'm really impressed with the panels. It was just a pain in the ass getting them.
Yeah, that was quite a while ago that you. So, which panels did you end up with?
The Duramax, they're like PVC panels.
Huh?
So
Yeah.
they're half an inch thick. You only need them, no backer.
Oh yeah.
And you can pressure wash them, mold proof, all that. Got Stoney here.
What up, Stoney?
Hi, Stoney.
How you guys doing?
Good, man.
Good to
I
see
like
you,
how
buddy.
you just slipped in there and took a spot.
Hell yeah. Came in like a beast. Move over, kid.
Did you bring your drums, buddy?
Actually, I did, Uncle Rick. They're actually still out in the car, man. I never took them out last night. I literally woke up this morning and got in my car and drove an hour, 100 miles, and got down here in an hour. So, yeah.
Excuse me, I got to do
No,
a
you
little
didn't.
bit of math here.
No, you
Yes,
didn't.
I did that purposely for you, Uncle Rick. Figure out that math. I come back.
Alleged.
How fast was Stoney going?
The speed limit, obviously.
So the truth is, I had to go 91 miles and I made it in 1 hour. There's your math.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, you screwed him.
I would say you were going on average something over 90 miles an hour.
No, just remember, you have to convert it from Celsius to
I wouldn't
Fahrenheit.
do that. That's such a lie, Rick. I actually have a helicopter, so.
Right on.
You're next, Sarah.
For what?
Say hello.
Hey guys.
Kara, good morning.
Good morning. How are you guys?
Good
I don't get to see you often. Hey.
Hi, how are you?
Good. When he allows me in the square.
Oh,
You muscle your way in.
Wow. Yeah.
so I'm trying to find the ISO right now. We've lost 2 whole bottles of it. 2 weeks later. No clue.
It's not good.
Check DP's ass for at least one of them.
I don't know. They were pretty big bottles. I don't fit.
That's why I said check his ass for at least one of them.
Yes.
Okay. Is anybody sitting on the floor?
Oh, we got.
It has to be. No.
Right.
When we start tattooing, we could bring.
looks like Tara posted a video on Instagram of the party from yesterday, but of course I don't have the I don't know how to bring that up in my shared screen. Not with music. I try.
Brad, I just want to say I gotta start some work here, so I'm gonna duck out.
All right.
I wanted to thank you guys for having me on again. It's a blast. Next time, hopefully, I have our site up and running for the spray. Maybe we could have like a promo to cut to or a commercial or something.
Before you
a
go,
bit more information about it.
Yeah, before you go,
I know. Okay, go ahead, Rick.
I'm sorry. I was just going to say, if you can give us your social media information and your website.
Well, for Instagram for now, you can find us at Sea Finest Enthusiast. Actually, no, I changed our name. Hold on, that's not right anymore. Sea Finest 2018. Or no, that's man, I'm fucking this up. Sea Finest 2021 on Instagram. Resistance is Futile on Instagram as well, and then we're gonna have a site for the plant spray as well. So that's I'm just waiting until, like I said, until we have our actual, till I can start selling this stuff legally. Once I have our numbers, and I'm gonna launch the site and everything. So we're just waiting to hear back from the province of BC here. So hopefully this week. And yeah, I just wanted to say last show, I'm pretty sure I got too stoned because I remember blacking out at some point, like during, like while I was talking, and completely losing train of thought. While I remember just blanking right out. I'm like, oh God, I don't even know what I'm talking about. So this time I kept it a little bit together, a bit better. So it was great. Even for 6 a.m., I was like, man, these guys, I'm usually up early, but that's usually still too early for TV, but this was nice. So definitely have to do it again.
It was great to have you on.
Keep it up. I see.
No worries.
I was just going to say, your guys' views keep going up. Your subscribers keep going up. And it's great to see that. It's great to see this community growing and you know, a place where people can just come and hang out and have a good time. So kudos to you, Brad. Keep it up, man.
Thanks, man.
And all of you guys.
Thanks for dropping by, buddy.
Man. You're welcome. You guys have a great day.
Thanks, same to you.
You
We'll
too,
have
man.
you back on again. Definitely.
All right, man.
Less commotion.
Yeah, that was we had no idea that there was going to be the bro show invasion going on. It was just like the show is literally just getting started. I think I might have even just hit kind of the stream and all. So it's like fucking, oh shit, here's DP and oh fuck, there's Sequence, there's Spartan. Oh fuck, Tara's here.
Everybody.
They came one at a time.
Pretty.
That was cute.
Cool. So I guess in honor of the bro show invading us here, I'm gonna crack open a fresh jar of comatose diamonds.
Nice.
He's always eating.
Sequence, you're making me hungry, man. I've seen you eating since you came on.
Just trying to figure out how to unmute myself. They left and went and got us coffee and like 2 dozen donuts this morning. We got Dunkin' Donuts all over the place.
Same here. There's one every mile. If that. Actually, there's 3 within a mile's radius in my whole state.
Painted Lady's getting an MBGS tattoo right now.
That's awesome.
Oh wow! Right on.
How deep?
Hey,
Nice.
Sequence. I was curious how things are going with your automated watering system.
Very good, very good. I just harvested, so I'm getting ready to start a new cycle in there.
Ah, yeah. How many waterings were you giving near the end of your flower stage?
I always get about 5 per light cycle.
And the machine that the timer that I got, the minimum amount that I can run it for is 1 minute. So that kind of limits me in that sense. Does yours run? Can you run your unit less than 1 minute?
Yeah, so I use a regular sump pump, And then I use a near pow timer so I can time as many seconds as I want. So I actually water for about 20 seconds.
Yeah. Can you tell me that? You said near what?
NEARPOW. Near pow.
Okay. Near pow. Yeah. Yeah. Mine's called a rainbird, and I believe near pow. Mine, I think, is for outdoor. I mean, it is working out. I got lucky in the sense that even though it runs for a minute, I right now I'm giving 4 waterings a day, and I'm really happy with that. Yeah. And I know you're using Jack's nutrients. Do you use any microbes as well?
Never.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try some. I used to use Mammoth, and I didn't see any difference, so stop using it. I also don't use. I don't use CalMag, and I don't use anything else.
Oh wow, yeah, and the thing that makes me nervous about using any microbes, I have a separate reservoir, and so I still use that. I'm worried about it plugging up the lines.
What you would want to do is look at something like Tribus and run that for microbes, or you could like top dress with Recharge, but you wouldn't want to run it through a res.
Yeah.
Plugs your lines and stuff. It's a good product. It's got big chunks of stuff in it.
Exactly. Yeah. So this is my first run with my automated system, so I'm quite excited to see how it finishes up. Like you just said, you finished your run. Are you kind of optimistic about what you see right now?
Yeah, it's all trimmed already. I paid Madame Euphoria to trim it for me. One of our sponsors, and so I'm just getting ready to start the new run.
Cool.
I had like half a dozen new strains in there, so I haven't used them all yet.
Oh boy, yeah, cool.
We smoked a lot of the apple fritter this weekend. It was pretty good.
It was delicious.
We still got some over here on the table.
Well, I can't tell you how happy I am for you.
For me?
Well, I don't have any here, do I?
Oh, okay. Rick, I rolled 18 joints yesterday and ran out. We have jars of joints because we rolled a bunch of pre-rolls, and they were like, "Man, you Michigan guys are hardcore." Said we were hanging out in the hippie den yesterday.
Oh yeah, that'll do it. That'll do it.
Yeah, it was a good time.
Good show.
All right, I'm gonna let you get back to it. I got a bunch of people here.
Hey, good to see you, buddy. What am I missing?
Links and stuff into the description there. A little distracted trying to get all that info out for the Bloom Plus LEDs, our Patreon link, and then the link for Superior Seed Bank. So if anyone wants to save 10% on their order of seeds, head over to Superior Seed Bank, use our special promo code #BoofLife, and you'll get 10% off on your seeds.
Okay, what am I missing in chat here? What's this number 37 all about? What's going on?
Figure it out, Rick.
I know. It's too early for that shit, buddy. How you doing, Johnny?
I just woke up. We had a big old party last night. Got vehicles all over the yard.
Yeah.
I get the joys of cleaning up while everybody sleeps it off today.
Well, if I know you, you'll be napping pretty quick yourself, buddy.
I went to bed last night about 10 and I slept in late. I just got up at 8:30, so I better not be falling asleep. No Johnny's today. I was gonna go out and spray my plants down for this hit them with my IPM and all that, get them ready for this flower run real quick, but I slept in, so I'll do that tonight probably.
Oh, we got a seed giveaway going on, and oh yeah, they won't let me play. I know how that goes now. Oh, Johnny,
Who's got a seed giveaway?
I got some. I wonder if Johnny sent my seeds yet.
Oh, I believe he was bragging about that yesterday, or the day before. I don't know. I get confused on the days.
And Prophet, so you said you have some DJ Short blueberry seeds?
Yeah, they're from like when I first started growing. So I mean, as like 6 years ago, I believe they were ordered through fucking, I want to say Barney's or Attitude. There wasn't many major seed companies that were actually. I didn't buy them directly, like through anything that if he had his own distribution, because I'm only truly learning about DJ Short years after. You know what I'm saying? They were bought under the presumption as that's what they were. So I'd like to, that's the only thing I can tell you that they are. Now, I know people can rob strains and start transferring over and, using the name to ride off of it. So, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and claim I have the absolute DJ Short seeds, but I do have DJ Short seeds.
Did you, have you grown any of them?
Oh, yeah, dude. That was one of my first grows, man. And my brother was excited when he got them. So, he's the one that got me into growing. And, he was pretty sure that that's what it was. And that was like before we even knew how popular DJ or how pure the DJ Short strain really was.
I looked at a picture recently online, and did you see that blueness in the plant in the bud?
Depending on what time of the year, and I only say that because when if it's a colder, I get obviously a more purple tint to it. But if I'm stuck kind of in higher heats, like during the winters when like the heat's going on, it's tough to counteract that. Like when I first did it, it was just kind of in not a closed room. It was just basically a plastic walled room. You know what I'm saying? And I was just learning everything. But as I progressed and I got into another room where I was able to drop temperatures at night and play around with that. Yeah, you can definitely get those hints coming out. But you could also get those hints out of almost any strain put under those kind of conditions if they're there,
Yeah. And what about the taste? Could you taste the blueberry?
You could totally taste blueberry. You could smell blueberry when you touch this thing, and it got so frosty. So frosty, man.
Right on.
I got a friend still growing from the seeds that I gave him that he's been doing for like 5 years. And occasionally he'll give me some of, his blueberry harvest or whatever. It's still got its potency. It's still got its smell. Every now and then it's a little different because he'll change something up and it's like, quit fucking around, shit was fine. Quit fucking with shit. But, he gets bored and I'm not going to knock him for it. It's his grow, his choice. He can do what he wants. And, he comes out with product every time. Sometimes it's better than others, but, for the most part, he's doing all right. But yeah, he's been cloning off of it for a while. And they would say if it wasn't a good genetic, it would have broke down by now and started herming, and he's been doing it for as long as I've been keeping my Grimdica around and my coffee, just cloning off of fucking this one seed for like 5-6 years.
Yeah, if it had some if that hermaphrodite trait was strong in that, you would have seen it by now, I'd say.
Yeah.
You've done something wrong to piss it off to trigger it by now.
Yeah. And none of them have ever shown anything other than female. It's just been female, no Hermes whatsoever. So, like I just clone my coffee again because I haven't grown it like 2 rounds, and I just got my Grimnicas back from the same guy I'm talking about. He's the one that I dump off the strains that I want to keep around for a while, but I can't. I don't have enough room to do everything and do new shit. So that's basically because I got given so much new shit, like the Prophet, the Skittles, Fruity Pebbles and shit like that. I wanted to do a bunch of new stuff. So, I basically just got my 2 old ones back just so I could do them for the next round because they're only this big, so they're going to take 2 months. But I wanted to try some new shit. So the shit I wanted to keep, I made sure I gave him because he'll grow for fucking 3 years without even complaining, you know what I'm saying? And I'll snatch it back up when I want, and I'll give him another round of something else I want to keep around. It helps for me to be able to keep these strains that I'm obsessed with, but I can grow new things.
Yeah, absolutely.
Here's my problem that I got is I'm probably only going to be able to run 1 tent for the foreseeable future. Right now, 1 tent is better than no tent. So it's not like this is a good problem to have. But what I want is to be able to have a veg and a bloom tent, so that way you can always keep a cycle going. But just I think because of space and lack thereof, there's a good chance for at least the next couple runs, it's just going to be straight popping seeds and just letting them go and hoping it's good stuff. This first run should be good stuff because there's a lot of Irie and ethos in there, but I was hoping to be able to hold on to a lot of this stuff and kind of work at least a few generations of clones to just see what I can bring out of it. But it might not be meant to be, unfortunately, but we'll see. I'm not going to I might be able to figure out some sort of plan, but at the same time, it's not like I have any shortage of seeds. It's just yeah, if this is my worst problem in life, I'd say I've got it pretty good.
You're moving on up.
Yeah.
Like the Jeffersons.
Yeah. I'm pretty happy about that. It's like, 'cause I got my little 20 by 36 tent that quickly got outgrown, and I was hoping that was going to make a veg tent for me, but I think we're just going to set up the 4x4 and go with that. And then maybe I can find somebody that's got clones or something like that. What would be even actually better, and it might even actually be worth it, is if I can find somebody that's got something a little bit bigger than a clone, so you'll pay a little bit better than a clone price. But if you can get a plant that's say already a foot tall and veg that for an extra couple weeks, I've got something in my head that just popped in. If I were to try and explain it, I'll start bleeding from the ears with the nonsense and drivel as I try and translate it to English. So yeah. This is the way my mind works. Squirrel. What you looking at, Rick? You're looking very intently.
I'm not going to bore anybody with this. It's just another boomer problem. It's called life. I somehow ended up with 2 different names on Instagram, and I really don't want anything to do with this one account. I got to figure out how to delete that. And but every time I open up my Instagram login, I go to that account, and I don't know how to go back to my other one. It's but I'll figure it out.
Off the top of my head, I would say you'd have to log out of both and then remember how to log into the one you do want.
Yeah, somewhere I might even have my password. I might have my password made a note of.
See, that's what it is. He forgot his password to his Pornhub account. Yeah. That's why he's looking so intently. He's like, God damn it, what is it?
Oh no.
I gotta check my notes.
I could lose any password but Pornhub. Come on.
Does anybody else just use the word Pornhub for their password? I mean, or is it just me? Nice.
There's like a million people.
And
It's
Stoney's
like,
over there like,
"Oh,
me, that's mine.
Shoot. But anyway, since I'm here, I'm hoping I can do the. I've tried this before. I get feedback, I think, but it's not going to stop me from trying it again. I'll back out if I get into real trouble here.
We have faith in you, Rick.
Here we go. Okay, so now it looks like there was a party. Hear that? Can you hear that? No.
Can you go to Rick? If you did you click the optimize for sharing video and all that stuff on there? Because on the bottom of your screen, it gives you an option to share your sound and optimize for video.
Oh, yeah. You see, that's okay. You know, anyway,
You're
take my
giving him
word.
too much.
Take my word. They sound fantastic. Yeah, it's out of my pay grade here. Okay. Sorry about that. I'll have to bring my IT person. Whoa. I'll have to bring my IT person in on this one here. I can see that. Nice try. Anyway, it looked like they're having a great time. What else? What else? Yeah, so I emptied my reservoir last night, and so started up a whole brand new batch of nutrients, and we'll see how things go tonight. When I finished mixing up my batch, I think I mixed about 80% of what they called for, and my parts per million came in about 80% of what they called for. So at this point here, things seem to be okay. So I'll try it again tonight and just see how it goes. What you smoking on over there, Drizzit?
I've got that garlic stash and some sour diesel diamonds on the top of it.
Oh, that's beautiful, man. Now, what's going on in your garden?
Well, I just got the second autos. They're today's day 13. I topped them all yesterday, day 12. So from seed, I mean, that's the last time. I think it was day 17 when I topped them. So they're doing really good. The other grow, they're still just popping up in the cups for the photo grow.
Okay. How many nodes did you have on those autoflowers before you topped them?
4.
Oh, wow. That's incredible. 12 days. Wow. That's great.
Yeah. That CDB method by hypothetical, that thing's growing like a weed, dude. The Canico, about half the size of that one.
Oh, yeah.
And they both popped like the same day, But the Mandalorian's doing really good. I got 3 of those going, and I got a wedding cake going, and then the Canico by hypothetical as well.
It's exciting times. Can't wait to here's another thought I've had bitching about only you being able to grow in one tent, is I've thought about just going strictly to autos, and just that way you could literally get 4x4. How many, like, say 3-gallon pots can you fit in that? I'm thinking 9 probably.
Well, I got the 3x3, and they're in 3-gallon pots, and I've got 6 of them in there, and it's pretty tight in that. So you could probably do 8 to 10, you know, in a 4x4, maybe even 12. You know, I mean, I've got in my 4x4, I've got 6 5-gallon buckets, and I could put a couple other pots in there if I wanted to, you know, like littler ones.
Okay. What I'm kind of, how many have you finished any of Hype stuff before?
Have I what?
Have you finished any of Hype stuff before? Or is this the first time you've grown it?
No. I finished the Hashing Got and the Resinato. They were both great. They did great last time. I mean, they were 4 foot tall.
Okay, and how many weeks did it take roughly, or do you recall, from seed to finish?
12 weeks from seed to finish.
12 weeks, so 3 months. So, because I'm just thinking, here's I'm just thinking of like, because I like the idea of having your staggered harvest, so you're not doing it all at once and just kind of plant here and there. But if I could fit nine plants into a 4x4, and just every week and a half, 2 weeks or whatever, to start another seed or two, and then just, you know, see where I'm going.
Perpetual garden, dude. Yeah, perpetual garden.
What was the yield on those?
Done.
What was the yield on those plants, Drizzt?
Well, on the ones that I had, they got really tall, but I mean, I got an ounce and like a little over an ounce out of the Resinato, and then I got about 1 3/4 ounces out of the Hashing Got. The tops were really nice, and you know, I got tops that were 8-10 inches tall, but like the rest of the plant was all thick. You know, I mean, there was not any little buds towards the bottom. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I probably, I'm not the best. Certainly, I've seen better auto grows than that. Mine, that was just my first one, but I was happy with it. I mean, get 2 auto grows out of the summer in the tent, and then I, constantly doing my photo grows in the house. So
yeah,
I'm happy with it.
Cool. Good.
We have Indica B in chat.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
B?
Yeah, it was good to see him. Yep, he's still there.
And Hurton's also in there. I guess he's taking a break from hunting down bears, or should I say, buying extremely large Build-A-Bears and posing them as bears.
So big shout out to Indica B. He's the one that gave me this Dragon's Flame genetic garlic stash that I'm smoking on right now. Thanks a lot, brother. It tastes really great.
Cool.
And that's just a quick dry, right? Quick dry in the jar for a little bit, right? You were talking about it.
Yeah, they've only I had them. I cut them down like a couple weeks ago, and they dried. It took a week to dry, and then I burped them for like 3 or 4 days. I mean, they're good, well and dry. I put a Bovita pack in each jar. I got like 2.5 ounces out of the Dragon's Flame genetic garlic stash, and then I had 2 Lime River roses, so I got like close to 5 ounces out of that. And then the shredder, I got like 4 3/4 ounces out of that. I haven't even, that one's I just did the trim jail today on that last one, so it won't be ready to go for a while.
Oh, everybody's going blank again.
Sorry, man. I'm trying.
It's all good.
It's Sunday. It's still early. I mean, it's earlier for you guys, but I woke up pretty much like 40 minutes before we got on.
Yeah, no, it's all good. I'm not gonna have too much longer. It's normally I get my daughter I gotta skip a weekend at some point in time each month because that's just the way it is, I guess. This wasn't gonna be my weekend with her. But then yesterday it was sounded like I get to pick her up at some point in time. So I told her, call me as soon as you wake up and Daddy's going to come get you. So pretty excited to spend
Right.
it with my kid before I head out of town for work again.
That's cool.
Absolutely, man. That's great.
Yeah, it's great, dude.
Yeah, that's where my head's at today.
Good. And then you're heading back to Kamloops.
Yeah, I think last I heard is we'll be back. Should be going back to the Monty Lake fire, securing the right away, so it's safe for the linemen to go in there and restring power lines and all that shit.
Yeah.
And from there we shall see. Before that we were just kind of running around the Kamloops area, hot spot, and hazard, like trees that are growing a little too close to the high power transmission lines. So just run around, get those before they start sparking, kind of stuff. Because when it's colder out, like, or hotter out, I should say, the power lines, they'll sag a lot, right? So if you go on a day where it's close to your average room temperature, which I think is around 70 degrees for you guys, you know, if you jack that up to like about 100 degrees, those power lines will fucking suddenly, they'll go from up here to way down here, and it'll start fucking burning on the trees down there. So it's up to us to go and stop that from happening, I guess.
Oh, geez, I never thought about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So is that like a contract your boss has with the government then?
Yeah, pretty much, with the hydro company, which is a government entity. Yeah, it's utility arborists is what we are. So just always cutting trees in close proximity to the power lines. Usually we're doing distribution, which would be the lower KV lines that go directly to your house from the substations and whatnot. But we're doing these ones, like the big high power ones that are going from substation to substation, or from the hydro dam to the substation and whatnot.
Yeah, you and your colleagues have saved my ass over the years. I when we first moved up here 15 years ago, power outages was in the wintertime was a pretty regular occurrence with the heavy snow falling on the lines. But touch wood, the last 10 years or so, it's really improved. Excuse me, and primarily because all of the trees are being removed before they cause a problem.
Yeah, well, one of the big things for that is like in our like post 100-mile general area, our company that I work for, it's actually a global company, and they like, we have a very big presence for such a small area in our town. So when we get started winning contracts that are in our area, it's like, fucking right, we're gonna cream this shit out and make sure that like ain't nothing coming down. Because that's the other thing, is we don't want to get sent out of town, shipped out on the road. We want to work at home. Who, like, you know, who doesn't want to sleep in their own bed every night? So the less incidences you have in your area, it just looks better for you, right? You're just another boom in your cap to help you get awarded contracts.
You definitely, yeah. You're the company you work with is it's over 100 years old, is it not?
Yeah, I believe it is.
Yeah.
Yep. It's the biggest publicly owned tree company in the world. And yeah, we won't reveal the name of it. People can figure it out if they want. But just
Google it.
Yeah, you never know. People might just don't need to get that in depth, I guess.
Yeah.
Got my freaking cats at my feet attacking shoes and stuff like that. Just spun out, you know how cats get when they'll grab something and just start, and then take off across the room and bounce off something over there, and then back over here attacking the shoes again. It's like, holy fuck, it's too early for that kind of energy level.
How old is the cat?
A year or two. I'm not sure. It's the girlfriend's cat, so she had it well before we got it. But it's like, this cat was like, I think it was found kind of feral or whatever as a kitten, abandoned or whatever, and kind of always had that wild side to it until she started going into heat a couple months ago. And now every time she goes into heat, she's even friendlier than she was before. It's quite funny.
Yeah.
Is it about dab time?
Always. with or without bees.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, it was nice to see. There we go. There's nice to see Crispy Panda joined us on Friday, and yeah, everybody in chat, we're all welcome to hang out on Fridays. Love to put a face to a name and get to know people a little bit better. So please join us Friday night for our shit show.
Well, I think here we got Crazy Pop Mom on to comment, and I think I know what this is all about.
Uh-oh.
I do believe.
Uh-oh.
She gonna yell at me.
Well, yeah, that's why we let her in, so she can give you shit and abuse.
Yeah, I actually felt bad that I cut down a little, like at midnight on friggin' Friday, because you know, he just came in and we only had the show going for like another 15, 20 minutes. So I felt kind of bad about that, getting a new person in and being like, we're kind of near the end of the show. I gotta wind down, but hopefully he'll come back around along with a few other people. Try to jump in a little earlier, guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Always welcome. Oh, is that Crazy Pop Mom or Johnny?
Nice tomato plant.
Yeah, it's gorgeous, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, looks good.
There's the other one.
Wow.
It's doing really good in flower.
Is that an autoflower, Crazy Pop Mom?
No, these are my photos.
Yeah. Yeah.
If that was a auto, she would be winning the whole competition.
No
Yeah.
shit, right? Look at how pretty these are.
Aw.
Oh, so check out this thing right here. Hold on. Ugh. Needs water, but this thing right here is a peanut plant.
Oh, really?
Right there.
Oh, yeah.
look.
That's a peanut shell that a squirrel, I assume, put in my weed plant for my auto, and this is how big it is now. I'm assuming these are going to be peanuts, but I don't know. Is anybody
that
else
ever
growing a
cool?
peanut plant in Ontario? Because I've never heard of such a thing. My tomatoes,
The wife and I tried
are
growing
supposed
a peanut plant last summer, and we got one peanut.
cherry tomatoes. Doable. These are cheap tomatoes. Do you see? I looked under here the other day and I got beans. Whole bunch of beans. I got one more plant to show you, and then I'll leave you guys alone.
Pop Mom, I got some for you. My roses. Your roses.
I can't see you. Hold on. Oh, they're beautiful. Thank you.
You're welcome. I would cut more, but I think I might have got my neighbor in trouble a little bit.
Uh-oh. So this is the one I'm super impressed with, the one that's in the ground. She's ginormous. I don't even know how to show you how big she is.
You're doing a good job. She's a beast.
That's a big bush.
I've never gone outside, so I'm excited for me. Look at me. Come on, baby.
That's why that thing's so big. It's because you hugged it so many times that it's built up, you know, from the stress of being crushed and having to recover.
It's like, I need to hurry up and flower
It's
off.
made it more vigorous to resist
Right?
your hugging.
Stop hugging me, damn it. You got us all up this morning out here hanging out.
Oh.
Haven't
All
met
right,
your
I just
dog?
wanted to show you my plants, so that's the only reason I'm here.
Haven't met your
Go
dog
weed.
before.
I'm going to go weed the front yard some more. I think my neighbor's back in his house, so.
This is Lucy Rick.
Oh, a Lucy. Right on. I got a Lucy.
That's cool.
How old is she?
7, I think now. don't
Okay,
know.
yeah. Mine's
Yeah.
8. Lucy, come here. And what breed is she? Lucy, come here.
She is a chocolate lab with shepherd, I do believe. Now, don't quote me on the shepherd part. There was another dog in the house.
You can definitely see the chocolate lab though.
Oh yeah.
That was my
almost
first guess.
Yeah.
white right
Yeah,
here. That's the only idea of knowing that she's not pure.
I was gonna say she sure looked a lot like a lab. Yeah.
You're just so cute, Rick.
Lucy.
She's like,
Look at the
no, I'm
TV.
camera shy. Right on.
Mine's not. She's right there.
Right.
Yeah, she's right beside you all the time. Okay, fine. Fuck off. Fuck yeah. What?
All right, guys. Well, I think I'm gonna have to duck out and go and grab my kid. Do you guys want to wrap it up, or do you want me to hand it over to Prophet? And
No, I got to get going too, dude.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
I'm gonna
It's been
say
a
I gotta
good-
do something, but I think I'm lying. But I'll pretend to do something.
you can go play in your garden.
Today's the first day I'm actually taking off. I've been doing shit, working and stuff. Imagine adulting. It's fucking terrifying. Adulting in the heat though the last few days has been very fucking annoying.
I guess so. But it's been a great way to start the day. Good morning, chat. Thank you so much for dropping by, and the panel as usual, and a surprise visit from the Michigan Bros Grow Show. And yeah, they'll be on. They're on tonight. What is it? 9 o'clock Eastern time. So if we don't see you before, probably see you then.
Have a good day, everybody.
Later, chat. Later, guys. I'll be talking to you later.
All right, everyone. We love you. And thanks to Trevor from Cannadis Finest for coming and hanging out. And thanks to everybody from the Michigan Bros Grow Show that decided to invade us. That was awesome. And with that, that is my daughter calling, and I got to go.